All right, we are live. Yes, and I have Joe with us. We are excited to have her on the show. It's last minute betting with the Sports Nuts. That's right. Brought to you by OddsJam, the premier odds comparison company. Don't forget, click those links below for the best sports books in your state. And the OddsJam Partner Program. Share that with your friends. You get 20% of all the revenue generated from that link. Live chat is available, as always. Like this video and subscribe to our YouTube channel. We need more people. Click the link. Actually, fill out the form in the description.
We are back.
Hi.
Hi. I don't know what happened there. Internet just completely shut out. Wow. Bob bit the dust. I bit the dust, but we are back and live. So, how you doing, Joe?
I'm good. It's a beautiful Thursday. We got Canada Day tomorrow. I know it's the 4th of July weekend for you guys. It's definitely a good day.
Absolutely. And I've got to know, what were your opinions on the way this Stanley Cup Finals played out? Obviously, we know that it worked out well for you, but were you surprised at all with anything in this series?
You know what? I was surprised Tampa was able to get that win in Colorado and extend it to game 6. I really did think it was going to be done at game 5 there. Colorado really just dominating the ice, playing their game, but Tampa was able to dig deep and stop Colorado from winning at home, which I think was the most disappointing part of this because, you know, you watched Colorado getting the Stanley Cup, hoisting it, and their fans were not there. There was some fans, but it just didn't feel right. We had a lot of the Tampa Bay Lightning fans clear out of the house, which, come on, guys, be good sports, stay there, support your team as well because they have made it so far. Don't walk out of the place and not watch the ceremony. So a little disappointed with that.
Okay. All right. I'm back. I have no idea what happened. Everything just went blank all of a sudden, but it's okay. All right. So, you know, I just have to ask you this, Joe. Do you not think that the officiating was absolutely? I thought it was abhorrent. When in Game 6, when the guy blocked a shot and his skate blade came off, and he was having to crawl to the bench, and there were too many men on the ice. How can you not call that penalty that is so simple to call?
I don't know. I was on the right side of the bet, Bob, so I'm not complaining at all what the refs did out there. That's for sure.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly. And that's something Bob just needs to let go. I mean, you know, well, you're going to have to at some point, man. People are going to eventually get tired of that, Bobby.
Probably not. Probably not, because I'll drive it into the ground.
Probably.
All right. So let's talk here a little bit, Joe. Baseball, the Yankees are still continuing just going. They're impossible to stop.
Yeah.
You know, last night, Judge and Stanton both homering. They're a really, really tough team. Is there any chance of anybody catching that team? And should we pencil them in for the World Series right now?
You know what? Every team goes through ups and downs. Yankees have been playing phenomenally. I wouldn't be surprised if we saw a slump at some point. So I want to pencil them in. I don't think anything's done and set in stone. Right now, as it's looking, they are rolling hot. So, you know, the futures wouldn't be good on them right at this moment. I think if you take their futures and look at them after they have a downflow, they could get some value there. So I'm not saying they're going to make the World Series, be the winners, but it's looking great for them right now, which I hate for my Toronto Blue Jays because they are a thorn in our side. We can't win against this team to save our freaking lives right now.
Well, the one thing to note is not long ago, and it was at New York. I mean, they had a 4-game series where they split, and Verlander on the mound was pretty dominant against that Yankees lineup. So I think it's very premature to pencil the Yankees in as World Series champs. Yes, they are a tremendous team. Yes, coming into the year, I expected them to be a front runner. But I think the Houston Astros are a team, as you see now. I mean, they're getting ready to start this little battle here now. We're at 0-0 in the third. They split in New York. Verlander dominates them. That could be an intriguing series there. And I don't think that would be no cakewalk for the Yankees.
Yeah,
I can see that.
Yeah, I agree with you there. So this is an interesting game with the Astros here. I was riding the under in this one. Hopefully it holds once it turns over to the bullpens here.
No doubt. So far, so good. Yes, Severino, and he was a part of that game that he pitched against Verlander. Verlander was outstanding. Severino wasn't bad. But it was a 3-1 game. You know how Verlander is. He's a bulldog. He can absolutely dominate. And when he's right, even at his age now, he's as good as there is. So I think Houston's a team we have to watch out for, 20 games above 500. And hey, one of Bob's favorite managers there, Dusty Baker.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, love me some Dusty. But, he's an old school guy, so.
Well, he wins.
Yeah, that's a good thing. Man, Chicago, the White Sox, Joe, are they ever going to right the ship?
Probably not. They are having some major struggles right now, and you can't trust them to get a win to save your life. They're a team that I'm staying off unless I'm fading them. I'm not rolling with them in anything at the moment. I don't know. What do you think, Mike? You think they're going to be able to turn things back around?
I do. I think they can. Offense is certainly heating up, right?
It's true.
Yeah, that's true. But, the bullpen kind of concerns me. I thought that bullpen was going to be a heck of a lot better than what it is. And they have not done the job
and
yet.
The pitching as well. Pitching as well all around. Starting pitching.
And to only put up one run against the LA Angels, who are completely struggling as well, that is a huge red flag for me.
Right. Yeah, me too. All right, Joe, I've got a parlay that I put together here. It's a same game parlay, risk-free on DraftKings. Little opinion here. It's 3 picks. A's and Mariners. Mariners minus 1.5, under 7.5 runs. And Jesse Winker, a player to get a hit. We try to do this every day. What do you think? You think I can hit that one? Plus 500.
You know what? Pretty good way to go with it, because I do like the Mariners in this situation. You took the over 7.5 in it as well?
I took the under.
Oh, see, and this is one that I'm kind of worried about that total. I was a little bit leaning to that over just because of how Adrian Martinez, he's only pitched 5.3 innings this season. I think the Seattle Mariners are going to hit so extremely well off of him. So I was leaning on the over in this one, but I definitely think the Seattle Mariners will win this by 2 runs. It just scares me how hot their bats will be against him.
Okay. All right.
Yeah,
Well,
it's that's one I stayed away from, and part of the reason why is looking at Seattle and Oakland, both the teams in general. I mean, certainly unders seem to be plays in their games, but when you got a guy like that who's not really started, that much and has a ton of experience, you do worry about offense exploding for one team, and then if that happens, it wouldn't take nothing for Oakland a run or two for them to ruin your beautiful parlay you have there, Bob. So a little worried for you. A little worried.
And especially the Mariners are so strong against right-handed starters, going 7-2 in their last 9 games. I think they're going to hit fantastically off of him. And
being home.
Yeah, if Oakland, like you said, Mike, if Oakland gets any runs, it's going to screw that under.
Exactly.
That is true.
Yeah, Gilbert should be able to limit them. He's got
I think so.
ERA,
Yeah, I think so. I think the only worry for me will be is if he has a big run support lead. Know how easy, a little mistake here or there, it gives up a run or two, and then here we are, we're busted on it, and that's my worry for him. I think he'll be fine, but if he gets a very comfortable lead, Oakland could sneak a run or two in and pretty well blow that thing.
Oh, good luck. I'll be rooting for you, Bob. I really hope it comes in for you.
It's okay. I'm sure it'll be fine. Look, this Dodgers-Padres game tonight, Musgrove and White, everybody on our morning coffee show was all over Dodgers tonight on the money line. Boy, Musgrove's pitching. I'm a little concerned about that pick. What do you think, Joe?
Yeah, I'm concerned about it too. I'm leaning towards the Dodgers in this one, especially when you tell me everyone and their dog is on the Padres. It makes me want to go in and bet this one again. I really do think we look at Musgrove, and while he has a strong ERA at 2.12, there is opportunities for them to hit nicely against him. We also look at the Dodgers. They're strong at home against the Padres. The Padres have only won 23 of the last 53 meetings, and in LA, the Padres have only won 14 of the last 51. So we see that strong trend towards the Padres struggling in LA. I don't know what it is about some teams in different locations, but I think the Dodgers have the leg up in this one at minus 138, minus 139. I'm willing to take the Dodgers here, even though the Dodgers have been scary to back lately.
So let me ask you a question here, because there's a guy out in Vegas that we know real well that uses weather to help him handicap baseball, especially.
Yeah.
Do you take that into consideration at all?
It's something that you do have to take into consideration, especially for those totals. And the ball, if the wind is flying out in certain directions, that ball's going to fly. We have to look at altitude and everything. We know Coors Field is huge for that ball just flying there at the ballpark. But definitely, if you got a wind blowing in the right direction, you can hit those overs nicely. And if we've got terrible weather, it is something that you got to look at for that game to stay under, as you've got a wet ball out there on the diamonds. So, you got to look at weather, in my opinion, for sure.
Absolutely. Now I'm going to share my screen here real quick, Joe, because I want to show you a couple plays that I placed earlier today. And just to get your opinions on these plays, I hit this morning under 4.5, under 5, under 5.5, under 6, and under 6.5 first half total runs. Let me tell you how I did this. I put a full unit on the under 4.5, or on the under 6.5. I'm sorry, and a half a unit on the other 4. These have been hitting like crazy lately. Last night I hit over 8, over 7.5, over 7, and last night it's hitting like crazy. They call this the butterfly effect. This is first half total runs and we've got Ashcraft and Hendricks in this game. What do you think of that play?
Yeah, I do like it. You're taking the under what in that first half? Sorry, Bob.
Under 6.5, 6, 5.5, 5,
Okay, so you're playing all
and
of them.
4.5. Yes,
Yeah.
because they all came up on the positive EV page consecutively, and when they do that, I hit them. And Mike can tell you, I've been pretty successful doing this lately.
Yeah, and I think it's a great way to go. We have a total of 10.5 here. So you're expecting most of the runs to come once it's turned over to the bullpen. And I think that is a great way to go with this game. I do think it's going to be a higher scoring one, but I do think you're safe in that first half with Ashcraft and Hendricks. I can never pronounce Ashcraft's name right. That's a hard one to say. He should just go by Graham. But I do think he's going to be able to limit the bats of the Cubs here. Hendricks' ERA is a little higher at that 4.9, but I do think we'll see a stronger performance out of him in this one at home. So I think you're pretty safe with all those bets there.
I do too. And if you look at last night, they had 11 total runs, but most of it came after the fifth inning. It was, if I'm looking here, it was 5-0 Cubs after 5. So you're looking good. You're looking good.
Very quickly, Joe, we're gonna let you go here in just a second. A couple of player props that I want to look at. In this Cubs-Reds game, Kyle Hendricks over 3.5 player strikeouts, 30-cent market with minus 115 on the perfect line, plus 100 when you take the juice out. You can get it for plus 105 on BetMGM. What do you think of that play?
Yeah, I do think Kyle Hendricks should have a good day. Only concern is the Reds are strong against right-handed starters on the road, but 3 strikeouts seems a little low for him. I think he'll be able to get it done today. I do like it. So I will ride with you in that one.
Okay, gonna ride with me on that one.
I'll ride with you, Bob. And you say get me out of here like I'm like sitting here in torture. It's definitely not like I'm in detention. Thanks for having me.
Hey, it's great having you, and we want to do this again. Thank you as always. It's fantastic to have you. Folks, go to Joe Madden Sports on YouTube. You got to subscribe to her YouTube channel too. Also, check her out on Twitter. Follow her. She's fantastic. We would love to have you again soon, and we'll talk here in the near future and make that happen. Right, Mike?
Absolutely, Joe. Thanks for joining us.
Awesome. Thank you guys so much for having me. I love what you're doing. Keep up the great content for everyone.
Thank you.
Have a great day.
You as well.
Thanks,
Bye. All right. That was Joe Madden from Joe Madden Sports. We always enjoy having Joe with us. All right. Musgrove is 0-4, 4.26 in 6 starts versus the Dodgers. Wow.
Yeah.
And can't believe this Phillies first half just let up another 3-run home run. Yeah, craziness. Okay, Mike, very quickly, Kevin Durant wants.
Hey, Braves, Phillies, and it's a shame we didn't start this sooner because I would have hammered that over again. I know it didn't come through last night, but those games tend to. It's a Phillies game. If the Phillies are in the driver's seat, they're in good shape.
Mike, Kevin Durant wants out of Brooklyn.
Yes.
Your thoughts?
Not surprised. I mean, if you're Kevin Durant, you've heard the rumors of Kyrie wanting out as well. You went there with Kyrie to try to win a championship. Nothing happened of it. Kyrie was not available often enough. And, we'll see where KD ends up landing. But initially, not surprised. I saw this coming. I mean, Kevin Durant is not going to stay with the Brooklyn Nets when the guy he went there with is wanting to leave as well. And let's face it, Kyrie has not been available often enough for the Brooklyn Nets. No matter what the situation was or what his reasoning was, the bottom line was he was not available when they needed him most. So if I'm Kevin Durant, I probably don't want to play with him anyway.
Andre Singer out there says, as a Suns fan, I hope we get KD.
Oh,
and by the way, Mike, let's tell everybody what's going on tomorrow night. because I won't be on the show, but somebody else will, and that will be Andre Singer.
That's right, Bob. Andre's going to join me. We're going to talk some Wimbledon tomorrow, so be sure to tune into that. Can't wait to have him on the show. Pumped up, as always, to have a special guest.
All right, so do you have a lock of the night?
Yeah, Bob, and unfortunately, this Houston and Yankees game already started. I had a play in that. The Phillies Braves, obviously, that one started. So really, I'm limited as we speak. It's 3 games to pick from. So
Right.
I've got 3 MLB games to pick from. For me, I think I'm going to roll with, and you guys are all going to be shocked, but trust me when I say all those numbers you talked about, Musgrove and the Padres and this and that, I'm not buying it. I'm taking the Padres on the money line for my lock of the night.
Oh, you're going against morning coffee, boy. All right, my lock of the night is Seattle -1.5. Pretty simple.
Fair enough.
Andre can't wait to be on the show tomorrow night. We can't wait to have you on. I will be watching from St. Louis, Andre. And Mike is going to take over tomorrow. And
that's right, Bob. Let's roll.
Hook you up, man. Hook you up. So be looking for that invite on your email, and we will see you guys later on at 7:30 Central Time. Little over an hour. Mike and I will be back with early betting. Getting back to KD in the end, I feel bad for Brooklyn because of toxic Kyrie. Oh, yep. Yeah, absolutely. It's been an absolute headache for them, and KD finally had enough. That's probably true. Kyrie is a pain. Freeman is over 500 against Musgrove. Did not know that. Wow. All right. We'll see you in an hour.